How to manage conflict on the PMP exam. Conflict is one of the most tested topics on the PMP exam and one of the most misunderstood. In this video, I'll break down exactly what the exam expects you to know about Task 1. Manage conflict. We'll cover the 5 conflict resolution strategies, how to identify the right one in a scenario question, and the key mindset shift that separates PMP thinking from real-world instincts. Let's get into it. What is Task 1? Task 1 is the very first task in Domain 1, People, which makes up 42% of the PMP exam. The task statement is simple: manage conflict. But the exam tests this deeply with 3 enablers that each appear in scenario questions. Let's go through them. 3 enablers. The 3 enablers under this task are: first, interpret the source and stage of the conflict. Second, analyze the context for the conflict. Third, evaluate, recommend, or reconcile the appropriate conflict resolution solution. Each enabler is a potential exam question. Let's start with the source of conflict. Common sources of conflict in projects. The PMP exam recognizes several common sources of conflict on projects. Schedules, disagreements about timing and deadlines. Resources, competition for people, budget, or equipment. Priorities, different stakeholders pushing for different outcomes. Technical approach, disagreements about how to solve a problem. And personalities, interpersonal friction between team members. On the exam, you'll often be given a scenario and asked to identify the source of conflict first before deciding how to resolve it. The 5 conflict resolution strategies. Now let's get to the part that shows up most on the exam. The 5 conflict resolution strategies. The 5 strategies. There are 5 strategies you must know. Collaborate, also called problem solve or confront. This is almost always the best answer on the exam. It means working with both parties to find a win-win solution. Compromise, both parties give something up. A temporary fix, not ideal long-term. Smooth or accommodate, acknowledge the disagreement but downplay it to maintain harmony. Used short-term. Force or direct, one party imposes their solution. Used in emergencies but damages relationships. Withdraw or avoid, stepping away from the conflict entirely. Almost always the wrong answer on the exam. Here's the key. On the PMP exam, collaborate is the default best answer, unless the scenario gives you a specific reason to use another strategy. Collaborate first, always. If you remember only one thing from this video, it's this. Collaborate/problem solve is almost always the right answer. It's the strategy that treats all parties as equals, addresses the root cause, and produces a sustainable solution. PMI strongly favors this approach. Agile/hybrid note. Quick note for Agile environments. Because half the PMP exam is Agile or hybrid. In Agile teams, conflict is expected and even healthy. The servant leader facilitates resolution rather than imposing it. Retrospectives are a formal built-in space to surface and address conflict, and the team is empowered to resolve conflicts themselves. The project manager creates the environment, not the solution. Watch out. Common exam traps. 3 traps that catch a lot of PMP candidates. Trap 1, choosing withdraw as a first response. The exam almost never rewards avoidance. It's the weakest strategy. Trap 2, escalating to the sponsor or manager immediately. On the PMP exam, you always try to resolve conflict directly first. Escalation comes last. Trap 3, using force because the project is behind schedule. Even under pressure, the PMP mindset favors collaboration and dialogue over imposing a solution. Conflict stages. The exam also tests your understanding of conflict stages, how conflict escalates if not addressed. Stage 1, a minor disagreement or tension, easy to resolve at this point. Stage 2, positions harden. Both parties start seeing each other as opponents. Stage 3, full confrontation. Escalation may be necessary. The earlier you address conflict, the easier and cheaper the resolution. This is why the PMP exam always rewards proactive conflict management. Quick summary, let's recap. Task 1 has 3 enablers. Interpret the source, analyze the context, and choose the right resolution. The 5 strategies are collaborate, compromise, smooth, force, and withdraw. Collaborate is almost always the best answer. Withdraw is almost always wrong. In Agile environments, conflict is natural. The servant leader facilitates, not dictates. And always address conflict early, before it escalates. Practice question. Now let's test your understanding with an exam-style question. Question: a project manager notices that 2 senior team members have been in a heated disagreement about the technical approach for 3 days. The conflict is starting to affect team morale, and the project schedule is at risk. What should the project manager do first? Option A, escalate to the project sponsor and ask them to make the final decision. Option B, schedule a meeting with both team members to understand their positions and facilitate a solution. Option C, assign the technical decision to the more senior team member to resolve it quickly. Option D, document the conflict in the issue log and monitor the situation for another week. The correct answer is B. This is a classic collaborate strategy scenario. The project manager's first step is always to bring the parties together, understand both positions, and facilitate a solution, not to impose one or escalate. Why not A? Escalating immediately skips the direct engagement step. PMI expects you to try to resolve it yourself first. Why not C? Assigning the decision to the senior member is force. It ignores the other party's position and damages trust. Why not D? Monitoring for another week while the schedule is already at risk is withdraw, the weakest strategy. B is correct because it is proactive, direct, and applies the collaborate strategy, the PMP default. That's everything you need to know about PMP Task 1. Manage conflict. Subscribe for 3 new PMP prep videos every week covering every domain, task, and question type. Next up, servant leadership in PMP. What it means, how it's tested, and why it changes how you answer scenario questions. See you in the next video.